we may be the worst race to exist. That's fucked up to say, ain't it? And it sounds fucked up. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, whatever y'all want to do, man. You know what I mean? But look, I started saying that because I know I caught your attention. And I'm saying that because, first of all, I got a couple topics I'm going to talk about in this video. So bear with me. First of all, I want to talk about this goddamn, what's his name? Marvin Sapp. Is that his name? The preacher, the pastor, talking about $40,000 to the church and locked the doors. First of all, let me tell you something. Marvin Sapp would have had his ass whooped that day. That's for one. For two, them windows would have bust the hell out too. That's for two. And for three, that's why I don't go to church. Right there. Because I remember back in the day you remember back then when we was kids, you go to church and the church would be packed. And it'll just be just a regular first or second Sunday. It'll be packed. Go to church now, you might get about 8 to 10 to 20 people in there. And it's a big church. And why is that? Well, this is why I stopped going to church. And I was raised in the church. Don't get me wrong. My grandma and my granddaddy raised me in the church. My family go to church, all that. I was raised in it, so I know about it. Sung in the choir and all that. You know what I'm saying? Was a usher a couple times. You know what I mean? So I know about the church. But the reason I got away from the church is because it's not genuine. That's why the church is not genuine. Because this is the thing. When you go to church, they say, to hear the word of God. Well, it's hard to hear the word of God when you got a bunch of heathens around you, though. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. When you go to church, why do I have to pay to hear my Father's word? To keep the building, or we have to keep the building. Okay, but think about this. Why we can't have church outside by the pond or something? Get some chairs and set them outside. What's wrong with that then? Have a little sermon outside. We ain't gotta be out in the building all the time. You talking about putting money up to keep the building going. God's house. God made earth. We can be outside learning the sermon. So why we don't do that? People don't think to do that shit either. So, but back in the day, in the early 1900s, they did that. Before they started building the church, they was outside. So it ain't no excuse for that. Another thing, most of these pastors, you know what they say what that means. She in there, she better let me find the fuck out. It made me lose train of thought. But anyway, so another thing is you gotta watch these pastors. Because a lot of these pastors in it for two things. They in it for the money, and they in it for your wife. I know I didn't say the women, I said your wife. Most pastors want to fuck your wife or your girlfriend, whichever you got. If she fine, your pastor won't. I'm just saying. That's why I stopped going to church, because I ain't worried about you trying to take my lady here. Guess what? If you take her, she was never mine. Oh well. But yeah, Marvin Sapp lost his goddamn mind. 40,000. You must be late on your something. You late on something. You owe that much. You want that much, and it can't be just for the damn church. I know it ain't just for no damn church. 40,000. And what get me is, I ain't hear or see nobody really going off. It was like they was like, well, I guess we gotta get this 40,000. Who? I guarantee you, I would have probably been, if I was the only one to stand up and start walking through that door, they say close the doors. Open that goddamn door before I bust your head with it. That's exactly in the church. Marvin done lost his damn mind. I'm gonna call you Marvin. I got an Uncle Marvin. He a damn fool, and you just about damn dumb as he. Well, he ain't dumb. You dumb. My Uncle Marvin might be goddamn something serious, something else, but one thing he ain't dumb. Your dad, you was a dumbass, Marvin. Marvin Sapp. You making Warren Sapp look bad right now. I hope that ain't your cousin. $40,000 to lock the doors. Hey man, look here. But anyway, all I'm saying, man, is this for real. That's why don't nobody go to church, because of shit like that. You can hit the church, the Bible, the word, all of that is in your essence. You can learn about the Bible through yourself. Like, think about this. You didn't have to, nobody had to tell you or teach you that I should not kill my mama. That's just something that's just something you know, right? You just know, right? It's because it's inside your essence. The Bible is already in you to know you don't do that. Why would, if you do it, you a damn demon. That's why. But it's in you to know, I don't kill. Thou shalt not kill. It's inside of you to know that. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a story for another day. But yeah, look, man. All I'm saying is, hey, you go to church doing all that, man. Hey, you go lose a lot of people coming to your church, Marvin. Better get your shit together, Marvin. Fuck with you, Marvin.